Once, seeing that her maidservant was engaged in different household work, Mother Yashoda personally churned butter. While she churned butter, she sang the wonderful childhood pastimes of her son Krishna and relished thinking of him. At that time, Krishna appeared there and was hungry. He wanted her to stop churning the butter and feed him first. Mother Yashoda took her son on her lap and started feeding him. She smiled and enjoyed the beauty of her child Krishna. Suddenly, the milk which was on the stove began to boil over. Just to stop the milk from spilling, Mother Yashoda at once put Krishna aside and went to the stove. Left in that state by his mother, Krishna became very angry and his lips and eyes became red in rage. He pressed his teeth and lips and taking up a piece of stone, he immediately broke the butter pot. He took the butter out of it and with false tears in his eyes, he began to eat the butter. In the meantime, Mother Yashoda returned to the churning place after setting the overflowing milk pan in order. She saw the broken pot in which the churning yogurt had been kept. Since she could not find a boy, she concluded that the broken pot was his work. She smiled as she thought, the child is very clever. After breaking the pot, he has left this place, fearing punishment. After she sought all over, she found her son sitting on a big wooden grinding mortar which was kept upside down. He was taking butter from a pot which was hanging from the ceiling on a swing, and he was feeding it to the monkeys. Mother Yashoda chased him to all corners, trying to capture the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never approached even by the meditations of great yogis. Mother Yashoda, however, could not easily catch the fast-running child because of a thin waist and heavy body. Still, she tried to follow him as fast as possible. Her hair loosened and the flowers in her hair fell to the ground. Although she was tired, she somehow reached her naughty child and captured him. When he was caught, Krishna was almost on the point of crying. Mother Yashoda could understand that Krishna was unnecessarily afraid, and for his benefit she wanted to allay his fears. Being the topmost well-wisher of a child, Mother Yashoda thought, if the child is too fearful of me, I don't know what will happen to him. Mother Yashoda then threw away a stick. In order to punish him, she thought to bind his hands with some ropes, but she did not know it. It was actually impossible for her to bind the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mother Yashoda was thinking that a Krishna was a tiny child. She did not know that the child had no limitation. There is no inside or outside of him, nor beginning or end. He is unlimited and all-pervading. Indeed, he is himself the whole cosmic manifestations. Still, Mother Yashoda was thinking of Krishna as a child. Although he is beyond the reach of all senses, she endeavored to bind him to a wooden grinding mortar. But when she went to bind him, she found that the rope she was using was too short, by 2 inches. She gathered more ropes from the house and added to it, but still she found the shortage. In this way, she connected all the ropes available at home, but when the final knot was added, she saw the rope was still 2 inches too short. Mother Yashoda was smiling, but she was astonished. How was it happening? In attempting to bind her son, she became tired. He agreed to be bounded up by the ropes. Krishna, playing as a human child in the house of the Mother Yashoda, was performing his own selected pastimes. Of course, no one can control the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After binding her son, Mother Yashoda engaged herself in household affairs. At that time, bound up to the wooden mortar, Krishna could see a pair of trees before him, which were known as Arjuna trees. He thought of pulling down the 2 very tall Arjuna trees. There is a history behind the pair of Arjuna trees. In the previous lives, the trees were born as the sons of Kuvera, and their names were Nalakuvara and Manigriva. Fortunately, they came within the vision of the Lord. In their previous lives, they were cursed by the great sage Narad in order to receive the highest benediction of seeing Lord Krishna. This benediction curse was bestowed upon them because of their forgetfulness due to intoxication. Although child Krishna was bound up to the wooden mortar, he began to proceed towards the twin trees. He then proceeded through the passage between the two trees. Although child Krishna was bound up to the wooden mortar, he began to proceed towards the twin trees. Then proceeded through the passage between the two trees. Although he was able to pass through the passage, the large wooden mortar got stuck horizontally between the trees. Taking advantage of this, with the great strength, Lord Krishna began to pull the rope, which was tied to the mortar. As soon as he pulled, the two trees with all their branches and limbs fell down, immediately with a great sound. Out of the broken, fallen trees came out two great personalities, shining like dazzling fire. All sights became illuminated and beautiful by their presence. The two purified personalities immediately came before child Krishna and bowed down to offer their respects and prayers.